Hello Year 6 and welcome to episode 4 of your Year 6 questions. We've had a lot of questions about home learning right from the start when I started making this. This was probably the thing that generated the most queries, the most questions like this. How much homework will we have? What subjects set homework? What happens if we don't do it? Well, I'm going to explain the first two, and I don't think we need to worry about that third one, do we? What happens if we don't do it? Because I know you're all going to invest yourselves fully in your learning and your progress here at John Willmott School. So we do use Satchel 1 here at John Willmott School, and some of you may be familiar with it. I think it's used more at secondary schools than primary. It used to be called Show My Homework, and you're going to get a pack next week, and in that pack we'll have a brochure or a pamphlet that we've made just for you to explain what it is and how you use it, and your accounts will become active in September. So you'll be able to get a better idea in September of just what it looks like. We have rewritten the home learning and retrieval policy for September. It's not great changes from this year, but as our teaching and learning model has evolved and progressed, and as our learners have evolved, so too as our home learning policy. So I'm going to refer to it by its proper name, which is home learning and retrieval practice. And you need to understand what retrieval practice is, because essentially that's the basis of our home learning here at John Willmott School. Retrieval practice is seeing what you can remember. That's different from revising, because revising is having notes out in front of you and really just reading off of that. Retrieval is recalling things from your memory. And because of the reforms to the curriculum and because of the way you're assessed now, that is more important than ever. And so we've got to be responsive to that. We know that the more frequently you recall things from your memory, you, one, get less anxious or less worried about doing it, and two, you get better at it and you get better at not forgetting things, which is a bonus, isn't it? We will teach you, and we'll also work with your parents and carers, about good strategies for retrieval practice. So things like self-quizzing, things like thinking hard strategies, developing a good understanding of what flashcards are, and they're not postcards rammed full with loads of information. And one of the ways that your parent or carers or older siblings can support you is asking you about what you've learned and how you can link that to what you already knew and what was surprising. And it's that elaboration and that vocalization and verbalization of learning which also helps cement those pathways from your long-term memory. So we talk with students about their working memory, what is the immediate information going in through their eyes and their ears, and how we move that from there to their long-term memory, but better than that, how we organise it so it's easy to retrieve. We set it on Satchel 1, so you'll have knowledge organisers there which you should use every night, regardless of if your teacher tells you to. You should be returning to them every night. And you'll also have weekly quizzes. You're going to have 3 attempts at each, and they're marked so you can see immediately how many you've got, and teachers then can use those diagnostically to think about areas of development, if something needs to be retaught, if there are trends across the class, in order to ensure those areas are targeted. Other than that, home learning will be assessed and marked through what's happening in the classroom. You know, if you can't apply current or prior knowledge to the work in hand, then it's evident you haven't done it. So you must be able to recall, retrieve information for the do it now, for the deliberate practice, be able to improve work once feedback's been given, because you should be continually and independently retrieving what you've been taught. If you still have any questions, you need to be super quick, because this email address won't be monitored over the summer. We do have an inquiry email address, but this email address won't be monitored over the summer. So if you get your questions in the next week or so before schools break up, I will do my very best to answer them. See you soon.